and this is Simon from The Trained Ferret, and today's video is on how we can help ferrets in Ukraine. For the fast answer, you can go to my YouTube description and there is a link to a donation page for instructions on how to use that donation website. Please go to this timestamp in my video. For the longer answer, I was looking for a way to donate to ferrets when the war started in Ukraine, and I couldn't find any. Most of the US charities were mainly for dogs and cats. Luckily, around that time, Sveta from Ukraine, who is a longtime fan of The Trained Ferret, she contacted me through YouTube and we started chatting. And she works for a ferret rescue called Ferret Galaxy in Ukraine. She said that a Polish ferret rescue called Ferrets Friends Association has been raising money, buying ferret supplies, and sending them by train to Ukraine. They are sent to Kyiv, Lviv, and Odessa. Once the packages get to those areas of Ukraine, her ferret rescue, Ferret Galaxy, divides them up and sends the supplies all throughout Ukraine to those that need it. Now, because of the war, people are losing their homes and they're losing their jobs. Prices are rising and there are supply issues. So it's really beneficial that this Polish organization is able to step in and help. I wanted to make this video to make people aware of how they can donate to Ferrets Friends Association if they would like. Please only donate if you're able. If you are not, I would appreciate if you shared this video. That is helpful as well. Links to the fundraiser as well as links to both ferret organizations are in my video description. Alice from the Poland Ferret Rescue and Sveta from the Ukraine Ferret Rescue both agreed to make a video answering what they do. English is not their first language, and they both did a fantastic job. So let's listen.
Hi, my name is Alice and I'm from Poland. I've been a volunteer in Ferrets Friends Association. It's a small non-profit organization for about 10 years now. And during this time I've watched the association grow. First it was this small local initiative, but now we have members all over the country. And as you can guess, we help ferrets all over Poland. We take animals from people who are not able to provide them with proper conditions and just neglect them. We also help private owners to find their new homes for their ferrets if needed. Now we have dozens of animals under our care. Once they are in our hands, we take care of their treatment, provide a temporary home, and look for a new permanent home. With potential new owners, we arrange pre-adoption visits, then sign an adoption agreement in which we note that we have the right to inspect the conditions in which the ferret lives after adoption, and we often use this right. So until now we operated only in Poland, but at the outbreak of war in Ukraine, we immediately thought of Ukraine ferrets because people, dogs and cats were provided with an evacuation as such. Some shelters received food delivered by convoys, but no one thought much about ferrets really. And you know, this is not a cat, this is not a dog, it will not eat the same, it will not be cured with the same medications. So, with the help of Facebook, of course, we contacted wonderful people from Ukraine who risked their safety to provide their ferrets with the most necessary things. I say safety because the help they received from us, which is food, supplements, pads, vitamin pads, medicines for deworming and for fix, syringes, bandages, many others. All of it didn't go through official channels. There was no convoy, there was no organized transport. From the beginning, our packages were sent by trains. So our volunteers traveled to Przemyśl and to Warsaw. Those are the cities that trains to Ukraine run from. And they often spent whole days on this, but this was not the difficult thing. because during the war there was no way to send an official package by conductor, so we had to catch random people, Ukrainians, going to their country and ask them to carry the packages and contact the girls from Ukraine when they were close to their destination. Although we were refused a few times, most of those people were willing to help and took 2 free packages, 40 kilograms each, with them on the train. Sometimes they did it for free, sometimes for a small fee. I'll come back to the safety of Ukrainians while taking those packages. I don't remember when exactly, but a curfew was imposed in Lviv, Kyiv and Odessa. This was a problem because the trains didn't run on schedule, and it was impossible to work out exactly when people from Ukraine side should appear on a platform. So they often sat there from morning until 9, thus breaking the law. And I remember one girl from Kyiv, I think. She was so desperate to pick up a package we have sent that contained heart medication for her ferret, that she sat on the platform during curfew when soldiers pointed guns at her and told her to leave. She didn't, of course. She sat there and eventually received the package. And this is how Ukrainian people are with whom we work. And they are brave to the limit and ready to sacrifice a lot for their animals. So when the packages were already in Kyiv, Lviv or Odessa, the girls who received them divided the food, medicine and other necessary things, and sent smaller packages to Kharkiv, Donetsk, really wherever it was possible to send something by Ukrainian post. And in this way, a lot of Ukrainian ferrets received the help they so desperately needed. There was a time that people didn't have anything to eat, let alone ferrets, and not to mention medicines, which were simply lacking at the vets. And that's roughly how it goes. So far we have sent over a dozen packages with a total of about 400 kilograms of food and the same amount of other necessary things. We buy everything that girls from Ukraine say they need and we send it on a train. We would really like to help further, but our funds are melting. The cost of such shipment is even about 5,000 zlotys. It's about $1,300, I think. It depends, of course, on the drugs that are needed, but roughly about 5,000 zlotys. We have wonderful donors, both from the Poland and other countries, but there are not enough of them to cover all the needs. Therefore, we will be grateful for every cent you donate to help Ukraine ferrets. Everything will go towards buying food, supplements, medications, treats, and other necessary items. Everything we do is reported on our Facebook page, so you will be able to see exactly what goes where. And that's all. Thank you for listening and for your support.
Hi, my name is Sveta, this is Nika, and this is Horia, and we are from Ukraine. I'm a part of charitable organization Ferret Galaxy. We are helping abandoned or found ferrets, providing them with veterinary care if needed, castrating them. When ferrets are stable, they are looking for a new loving family. Also, Ferret Galaxy is engaged in rehabilitation of wild mustelids and their pups, which fell into the hands of people, and returning them to the natural habitat. The organization is financed exclusively through charitable contributions from caring people. I receive packages with help for ferrets of Ukraine from the Poland group Society of Friends of Ferrets. These packages include dry food, life-saving medicines that are not available for us now, antiparasitics similar to Advantage Multi, salmon oil and other tasty treats so that people can please their ferrets. Packages arrive on an evacuation train Kiev-Warsaw-Kiev. My friends helped me with this, for which I'm very grateful to them. Then, with the help of social networks, I receive requests for supplies from ferret owners who need help. Packing it and send it to postal offices throughout Ukraine. Some cities do not have postal delivery because they are occupied or hostilities in them, and we have to look for volunteers who can deliver packages. We have already helped over 100 ferrets with this all over the country. Many of them need our help more than once, because during the war prices rose, people lost their homes and jobs, and they don't have money to buy food and medicines. It was very difficult for me to accept free help from strangers. I still feel embarrassed when I have to ask something, even though I don't do it for myself. But I see that it helps the ferrets and their owners a lot. And I'm very grateful that we are given such needed help for Ukrainian ferrets.
So once you click on the fundraiser link in my YouTube description, you will come to this page. It is entirely in Polish. No problem. Don't worry about it. You're going to go to the upper right, click on English. And just so you know, this is a typical crowdfunding type of website similar to GoFundMe here in the United States. When you've changed this to English, it does change the majority of the page. It does not change the description, however, from Polish to English. That is okay. Please do not try to use Google Translate to translate the entire page. Only translate the description. And the reason why is because I tried to do that. And for whatever reason, when I tried to translate the entire website, the link stopped working. So what I'm going to do is highlight the text, copy it, and I will use Google Translate, but only on the text. So let me show you how to do that. Go to Google Translate, text. I'm going to paste it in here, and it's detected Polish, is changing it to English, and over here on the right side, you can read through that either on your own, or if you want to pause this video and go ahead and read it, you can. Once you feel good about what you've read and you've decided that you want to donate, then you will go back to the donation page, scroll down to choose donation. I suggest you click on other, and the reason why is because it will tell you $1 equals 4.3369 ZL. ZL stands for the Polish currency zloty, I think is how you say it. I am sorry if I got that wrong. But let's say you want to donate $15. You can either sit here and kind of play around and try to figure out, oh, look, I got lucky. But really you could like sit here and go, okay, let me see what 70 is, and it'll tell you down here at the bottom. I just guessed and got 65, but let's say that I didn't know that. You could go to Google and say 15 USD to ZL. And it will tell you. Okay, so 64.78, I just guessed at 65 and it worked. So that is how you can figure out the amount. Once you do that, you can go down here. This is the tip. You can decide if you want a tip or not, and then scroll down to your payment method. Credit card or PayPal are the ones that I would use. I have never used Euro payment because I don't make a lot of international payments. So for this, I'm going to choose credit card, put in my email, I'll put Simon's name. All right, so here's my summary. And 68.25ZL is $15.74. So if you feel comfortable, you'll click I accept and then donate now. When you do that, it will pop up where you put your credit card information in. Yes, it's in Polish, but we are smart enough to figure this one out. So credit card number, expiration number, CVC, and then you'll click next. I will say that on my credit card statement, since I did this prior, your credit card statement will have the amount you donated in US dollars. It may, depending on your credit card, have an international transaction number or transaction fee, not number. And the fee for mine was 3%. So my bank charged 3% of my donation amount for the international transaction fee. I hear that's pretty standard when you are donating internationally. So that is it. Once you put your information in, you click next. Let's say I wanted to use PayPal instead. I would go down to the bottom, click donate now, and it will pop up, hopefully. And just be mindful that there is a way to change it from Polish to English here as well. So you click on that and then you follow the prompts, and that is it. I'd like to show you how you can translate a website into English. So I want to show you the Polish ferret organization that is doing this fundraiser. I'd like to show you their website. So it's fretek.org. So that'll pull up, and it's in Polish. And to help us, we'd like to translate that in English so we can see what these guys are doing, because I know that will make you feel better about donating if you can see what the organization is about. So the way you can do that is start a new tab, search for Google Translate. I want to actually go to the link to Google Translate, and you'll notice when you go to this page, it'll let you translate text, documents, or an entire website. So in this case, we want to translate an entire website. So you can just type it in. So fretek.org. And click on the arrow. And try it again. All right, so here we are. We have translated it in English. Now, the pictures, the words on the pictures will not translate, but everything else should. And if you want to get rid of the banner up here, you can click on these arrows and it will go away. And that way it will give you the menu. So I would like for you guys to go to the site, kind of look around, get a feel for the kind of work they do. And I know if you go to About Us and click on News, you'll be able to see a lot of the information about what they're doing for the Ukrainian ferrets. So it's pretty neat to follow along and see what's going on. And I just wanted to show you that trick and how you can translate websites, because it is pretty helpful.
I just wanted to say that not everyone wants to or can evacuate their country during a war. It is their home, so it is important for us not to judge why they didn't evacuate during these circumstances. The link to the donation page may change over time. If you try to donate and you see that the donation window is closed, please leave me a comment or email me at thetrainedferret317@gmail.com and let me know, and I will try to see if there is an updated link. There are also links to both ferret rescue groups I mentioned, the Ferrets Friends Association and Ferret Galaxy. The Facebook pages do have a translate option, so you can use that. And it is pretty nice to see the updates when ferrets get their packages. It's real sweet. I also want to say that ferret owners in Ukraine are devoted to their pets, just like ferret owners around the world. So I wanted to create this video to give people the option to donate if they want to. And so I do hope that you consider donating. And thank you for watching this video. And thank you to the hard work that the Polish Rescue and the Ukraine Ferret Rescue are doing. Your work is so great and we appreciate what you do. And I hope this video helps you with your donations. See you in the next video. Bye bye.